Alice and Lynn from Lynn's Homegrown. Today we're going to show you the two ways of gardening. The one I like the best is the raised bed. That's what this is. This has all my herbs from lavender to fresh strawberries. Delicious. I have rosemary, and I'm growing my container tomatoes that are actually doing better than my other garden. As you can see, they're growing very tall. Have all different kind of herbs. This is catnip, and the cats truly do love catnip, fresh or dried. Down here we're growing peppers. We've already been putting quite a few batches of hot banana pepper sauce up. We have one jalapeno, not doing too well. We've had our lettuces. We've let them actually go to bolt. Now I'm just feeding them to the chickens. We're done with it for this season. We'll grow a late fall lettuce. Come this way. Cayenne peppers. First year I've ever tried it. Packed a pot full, and I have my very first red cayenne pepper. We won't bite into that. Now we're going to take you to the garden that is most common to people, the straight garden in rows. I've compacted a little bit, but it's still not as good as a raised bed. This is my regular garden. First year trying. We didn't do too much of anything. We're just trying to experiment and see what works, what doesn't. We're learning. This is acre peas here in the south. This is a good pea. I have some okra that's been starting to produce. My tomatoes are loaded, but as you can see, they're not as tall as the container tomatoes. They're not doing as well either. They're producing, but I like the container. A lot better, easier to maintain. Out here, as you can tell, grass takes over. If you don't stick to it and stay out here just almost like a daily basis, grass takes over. Here you can see we've got watermelon coming on. We're getting some big ones. This here is a concept that I learned through an organic book. With a pot, put 3 squash plants around it. And it was like this one must have been messed with during the night. Fill this up with water. It soaks it from the root. This is the way to go. These here, this is how they've all been planted. This is squash, and that is growing. And you can tell the difference. I went a few days to test the theory. Didn't add water to it, just had the regular garden water hose going to it. They started turning yellow. I come back, filled the pots up with water, and I got fresh green leaves coming on, new green leaves. Let's see if we have any squash today. We have some little ones I picked just today. No, it doesn't look like we're squash. We're getting enough squash to put away for a whole year. Should not need any squash to buy any squash from anybody. These are all grown organic, no pesticides, no chemical fertilizer. All that's been done is compost tea that I fill in the buckets. I spread it around everything, which I haven't done my tomatoes. Like I said, this is a first year test run. My corn is doing very well. It's as tall as I am, which is not saying much. I did a 3 sisters theory from the native Indians. The only thing I didn't use is the 3rd sister, which is take corn, start it, get it up to a certain height, plant pole beans around it, let them get to a certain height, plant the squash. But I'd already had my squash down, so I let it be like it is. And what the theory is the squash will shade the ground to keep the grass and the weeds from taking over. The pole beans will go up the stalk of corn. Then you can harvest your corn, your beans, and your squash all from one area. Keeps it all compact and they work together. So this is our garden.